Nine Inch Nails and Metallica and Nirvana. These were all bands that were influenced by Killing Joke. And they dropped a new record this past spring. It had to be their 16th or 17th album. If you remember Metallica's Garage Inc. record, there's a song on there called The Weight. That is a Killing Joke cover. They did an album about 20 years ago where they had Dave Grohl play drums on all the tracks. And just a great band. My son was listening to some Killing Joke, and he's like, hey, a lot of these sound like Nirvana songs. I go, yeah, Kurt Cobain was a huge Killing Joke fan. You can, if you have your ear bent to people's musical influences, you can hear them if you know where they're coming from. Obviously, Kurt Cobain liked Killing Joke, and he liked the Pixies. Not everybody was hip to Nirvana when they came out because there were some people that were like, these guys are just doing a bunch of Pixies songs. But not everybody was hip to the Pixies. But Geordie Walker was not old, 64. He had a stroke and died. These guys were still going out. They were still playing. And for a band that's been around that long, they would have people come in and out. They'd have people tour with them and record with them. But they had the same four guys. It was Jazz Coleman, Martin Glover, Paul Ferguson was their drummer, and then Geordie Walker. And he's one of these guys that if you were a guitarist, you might know about him, but he was one of these guys that might not have been a marquee name, but everybody was like, Jimmy Page and all these names you do know were kind of extolling the virtues of Geordie Walker. And he played in newer groups too. He was an older dude, but he played in Murder Inc. and, other stuff along the way. So if you're a Killing Joke fan, and there have to be some of you out there, pour one out for Geordie Walker. And then Marty Croft died too. You know the name Marty Croft?
No.
This might be too young.
Laura Croft's dad?
No.
It was Thomas Croft. Idiot.
If you were a
Laura Croft's uncle.
There you go.
If you're a Gen Xer, you'll know the names Sid and Marty Croft. Because
Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost.
Yeah.
And the Banana Splits. And H.R. Puffin stuff. Not to be confused with the Cavs coach of the same name.
It's not his name.
Please. Until I see evidence to the contrary. He is H.R. Puffin stuff.
There's been so much evidence.
I think somebody did like there was some like punk band cover album of Sid and Marty Croft music or something a while back. Everybody was kind of trying to be too hip for the room, but Marty Croft died of kidney failure. He was 86. And Sid was his older brother, so Sid's been gone for a minute. But these guys just created these shows, the Banana Splits, and they did Sigmund and the Sea Monsters for people who remember those. What?
I said, oh, yeah, that one.
You don't remember Sigmund and the Sea Monsters?
No.
I mean, these were
well
things
before our time.
They were, but they were also in reruns for a while, too. I mean, Banana Splits and a show that they didn't produce, but it was called The New Zoo Review, Henrietta Hippo. And Banana Splits and The New Zoo Review are literally the first television shows I ever remember watching. I mean, in my young, small, toddler brain, I remember Banana Splits, Fleagle, and Fleagle's the one everybody remembers, but they had other names too. I have to think if there were multiple characters, they had to have multiple names.
No, they all had the same name.
But Fleagle, Banana Splits was also famous for getting a young director named Richard Donner to do their shows in the early seasons.
That's a reindeer.
Richard Donner is, of course, a very, very well-known actor. Just died a few years ago. He died during COVID. But he was the guy who directed The Omen and Superman and this terrible movie people like called The Goonies. And he did Lethal Weapon and Scrooged and, But Richard Donner started off directing episodes of the Banana Splits. So for people old enough to remember, and these are, I'm sure you can stream these somewhere, they would look very much of the time. It was late 60s to early 70s that these were initially being produced.
The only banana-themed show I remember was Bananas in Pajamas.
Yes, I'm familiar with that show.
I think they were British.
I believe they were.
Bananas in pajamas
Yeah.
are coming down the stairs.
That sounds like a British accent.
Bananas in pajamas are chasing teddy bears.
Leave those teddy bears alone.
Something, 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 and
Something,
catch
something,
them
something.
unaware. Yeah, I remember I got a Bananas in Pajamas toy, and it just sang the theme song over and over and over again.
Yep.
I loved it. My dad hated it. I think he broke it, or he pulled
He broke it.
the voice
On
box out of it or
purpose?
something. He hated that toy.
Wow.
Like after he got it for me, I specifically remember he called into a radio station. One of the radio stations was having a most annoying toy contest, and he won like concert tickets by playing my Bananas in Pajamas toy.
Wow. I bet your dad, Alan, don't forget Jean Knight. Jean Knight died too. I bet your dad would have been bummed about Jean Knight dying. She had a big hit with Mr. Big Stuff.
Oh, I know this one.
It's a monster hit. She was on like Soul Train with Don Cornelius, but this would have been right up your alley.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean, her estate has been getting residuals just from Oreo alone for the
They
past
always say
50 years.
The mega stuff and the double stuff.
Oreos, they're ripping you off now. They're the latest victims. I have to think that they're the latest victims of shrinkflation. Where you might pay less, but you're getting less. There's a lot of people, and it doesn't even seem that conspiratorial, but there's a lot of people complaining that Oreos are not giving you what they used to give you.
Stuff-wise?
Stuff-wise are like, you're not getting as many.
Stuff-wise. Like, I'm a double stuff man if I ever have Oreos.
I'm an Oreo Thins person.
That's fine. There's an Oreo for every person.
An Oreo thin? That's just like
There's like
less-
barely any cream in the
Yeah, I
middle.
don't care. That's just
I
two.
would have an Oreo.
That's two
Because there's-
cookies next to
they're
each
really,
other.
But
It's
they're
more
really
chocolate.
thin and crunchy, too.
And I put them
though.
in the fridge.
Yeah, I like
and they're
those.
real good.
I actually like the thins a lot, too. And I like...
I like the lemon
the
thins.
Cakesters.
Those are good. But the double stuff, if you have a double stuff Oreo right now, you will notice a big change. It looks like a regular Oreo because they're skimping on the stuff.
Do the colored Oreos, do they taste different? I know.
Okay, I believe that's
Oreos.
not the professional. I don't think that's the nomenclature that we're expected to use these days.
Oreos of color, please.
colored Oreos.
What about them?
Do they taste different?
The white ones are vanilla, I think. aren't
Well, I'm not talking about like the cookie. I'm talking about like the cream on the inside because they have like the Pride Oreos now. Now those Lady Gaga
I haven't had
Oreos,
those.
Those were, and again, I could be imagining it because it looked different. But
Didn't you bring in a pack?
Yeah, we ate
someone
those.
bought? Yeah, it had like it was like
They were pink and glittery.
pink cookie, and then it was like the green on the inside. So I feel like it tasted different.
They were good though. They were almost like citrusy or like lemonade
Dude, I wonder
or
if
something.
those still around.
No, they do those for like a limited
Limited
time,
run,
and then
yeah.
Man.
just to promote her album, right? Because they were called something.
They were called
She had
Enigma,
an album out that.
the Enigma Oreos or something.
Okay. The Enigma.
Not the colored Oreos.
The Enigma was, what flavor is this?
I forget what it was.
Lady Gaga to spread her message. Chromatica
Chromatica.
was
yes.
the
Yeah,
album.
Enigma.
Yeah.
Well, I think she has a song in there called Enigma.
And they had like the Chromatica stamps in the Oreos and the cookies themselves. But yeah, so celebrities in threes, yeah, Gene Knight and Marty Croft and Geordie Walker. Did you see Lady drop trow in the flight and go pee in the middle of the aisle?
My
No.
God, that was absurd. Ugh.
This is heavily edited. This woman is taking a flight from Florida to Philly
What airline?
on Frontier.
You knew
Yep.
it. You knew it.
I'll show it to you here. And she just is in the
I want to throw up right
aisle and drops. Now, it happens very quickly. So she fully intended to pee in the aisle. I don't know that she got any out because she kind of stands up right away.
Was it a dare maybe?
No, she's an older woman. I think it's hilarious that she starts by apologizing to everyone.
Sorry, I'm about to pee on this
Sorry,
airplane.
guys. Yeah, here, watch this.
Sorry, everybody. Are you serious?
They blur it out.
I don't give up. No, you. I gotta go pee. I don't give up.
I like how she's wearing a mask.
That's down.
Well, but
Yeah.
most people aren't wearing masks at all, right? For whatever reason, this woman has a mask, and now it's under her chin, but she was probably wearing it up before, or else why would you wear
There's
it?
just no shame anymore. No one cares. Everyone's so selfish.
Well, people care. There's a lot of people on this flight who care.
But I'm saying, for her to do that publicly, she's not embarrassed. She's not sympathetic to.
I'm sorry, the live stream's behind, so I just saw it.
Yeah.
Like she's not sympathetic to what. That's first of all, if that was a man, he would be a sex offender. He would be marked as a sex offender and be arrested.
Yes, correct. Well, I don't know what happened to her after.
And
They might have arrested her.
Too.
Poundcake, look at where I have the frame frozen. Look at what the guy in the foreground is looking at on his phone.
What is
Is he
it?
on Grindr?
It's like a hot dude.
There's a dude, there's a dude who's looking at a shirtless, ripped
See,
dude
that's
on
why-
his phone in the foreground.
That's why I have a tint on my phone so people can't see my stuff. Because that's exactly what I want. Something go viral and I'm just.
What do you care? You're looking at Grinder on a plane. You got 2.5 hours to
Because
kill.
there's people behind me. Like if I'm at a game or something and someone's in a bleacher behind me and I'm trolling for, D or whatever, I just don't need people seeing what messages I'm writing.
That's the price to play the game.
Something like that happened because I'm sure he
So
wasn't.
what?
He wasn't even thinking about it.
What's the worst that could happen?
Nothing.
Oh, Poundcake, who is gay, was looking at dudes on his phone.
No, there's.
Oh, quel dommage. How could we have ever seen this coming?
Okay, what if he was looking at bank statements or he was like, he just got an email saying,
Well, he's
he's
not.
got some terminal disease.
He's looking at a shirtless dude. Anyway.
You never honor me. We have kids here. Let me back. This poor little boy next to us.
That's so
So
disgusting.
now the flight attendant gets involved. Look at these people. We have kids here. Shut up about your kids.
But
probably
come
pee on the
now.
plane too.
Read them a book.
No,
We have kids here. First of all, you can barely tell
That's traumatizing.
what's happening. If the guy sitting right next to her hadn't filmed it, nobody would have known.
I gotta go pee. No, she's not with me the whole flight. The whole flight, she's not with me. You.
I mean, she's clearly from somewhere else. Maybe she wasn't aware of our domestic customs on flights. Maybe she wasn't aware that.
That you don't pee
I don't care.
in the aisle?
Maybe she's from somewhere that doesn't frown on peeing on decades-old gross carpet. Like you're going to
Pee
ruin
in
the
room.
carpet
She
any
was-
worse on
she
an
was-
airplane.
She was making a statement. She didn't have a jar and go back to her seat and peed in the jar.
Yeah,
Like,
she wants everybody to know that
that's-
she needs to get into the bathroom. But between apologizing and the mask, it's pretty funny.
But also,
Yeah.
I was going to say, when you showed the video, it is like she doesn't even get into a full squat.
But she does pull her
starts to
pants
pull her
down to
pants-
mid-thigh.
She pulls her pants mid-thigh, starts to squat, and then immediately stands up.
Yeah.
Like, did she think people weren't going to react like that?
I don't know what she thought.
And all
She
this,
gets her pants all the way. I mean, she definitely kisses the floor. Her pants are down.
but when she does this, she thinks that she's gonna go back up and then I'm just gonna go into the bathroom.
I
now.
don't know what
Like,
she
and
thinks.
that's that.
Like the flight is just gonna continue as normal. She's gonna go back to her seat.
I'd like more nuts, please. Hitting the call button on her seat.
Let me shut up. Linda. Yo, what the you mean? You're not the owner.
You're not the owner.
See, I would.
What do
quit.
you care? You're not the owner of Frontier Airlines. I love the excuses people come up with. Just off the top of their heads. You're not the owner.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the owner of this seat for the next 2.5 hours.
She said, "So what?"
Ella empezó con la don't play with me.
Can you go back to when she's actually
The
like-
beginning?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
she squats down.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, everybody.
Are you
Okay, I don't give up. No, you.
There's also
F
some.
me? No, F you, person who didn't pee in the aisle.
There's probably some dude on that flight who's like, "That's kind of hot."
Why did you
And
let her
that
do
lady-
it?
She does have giant jugs, though.
Yeah, but it's all she's like a melted candle. It's all just, you can't tell where anything starts, anything else ends. Anyway, that's beside the point. That's not even the issue.
That would ruin my vacation.
I gotta go pee.
I'm trying to relax. I'm like, this nice little Frontier flight. I'm chilling. I ordered a nice little movie. And then this lady next to
My
me.
guess is her diet's not
Great.
great, and that's a dark pea. That's not a.
She probably had
That's a maple syrup pea right
Yeah.
there. Are there movies on Frontier, by the way?
No.
I was going to say, nobody has ever said, I'm sitting on my nice little Frontier flight, getting ready to watch my movie.
Is there a first class in Frontier?
No.
Okay.
Pardon me, could I have another flute of champagne,
No.
please, back here in
I'm watching
business class?
Watching a movie or a YouTube documentary on my phone.
Do you remember when the
Yes.
joke about airlines was how bad the food was?
Yeah.
When that was something everyone could commiserate over together, it was like, wow, what weird microwave burrito is this?
Well, because it was.
but
Except,
now it's,
ironically,
I can't
the
be in the
food.
aisle without this woman peeing.
But also, the food has gotten better, but the experience has gotten exponentially worse.
It's just so
So
funny
it's
to me.
done this weird flip where you're not getting like freeze-dried sandwiches anymore. They have like legit food.
But you have to watch a human being urinate.
That's right.
Not
That's
everybody gets that. Not everybody gets to
That's
watch.
the special treatment.
That's
just the people right there
For
where
our
she chose to stand.
Mileage Plus members.
Probably had asparagus or something.
She's like, I was zone 3. I've been waiting a long time to pee. I was zone 3, and this is what you get. I didn't mean to rhyme, but there it is. Mileage Plus. I am a silver member.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
dude.
No. Pretty wild. Boy, if anybody was going to class Philly up when she got there, it's going to be that lady.
She get arrested?
I think so, yeah.
have to.
Her name was, God, her name was not what I thought it was going to be, by the way.
Thomas?
Ivana Tinkle.
No. Bill Squire is doing a show at the Agora
December 22nd.
on the 22nd of this month.
Get tickets. Let's sell that bitch out.
Yeah. No, what is the lady's name? Julie Hartman. Sure didn't look like or sound like a Julie Hartman, quite frankly, but with all due respect, there you go.
Sitting is the opposite
Just
of
standing.
being.
Oh, yeah. She was trying to sit, too. All the way to, but I wonder why squat and then come back up.
I
You
wish-
know everybody's going to be immediately freaked out.
I wish there would have been